probably an LFR variant, but eventually it'll become a normal version of Tomb of Sargeras done as well. This will give you something like, I think when it's a tally, was it 40 something bosses you're going to do. You're encouraged, because most of you should have 9-10 gear, to grab yourself a frosty beverage. It may be alcoholic. It's okay. Enjoy it. We're going to film these. It's going to be a bunch of fun. You're going to get a giant mountain of loot. You're going to get a bunch of legendaries, and you're going to get a vast amount of artifact power, mounts, all sorts of good stuff. This is an event we're going to be doing in Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's something we're going to do in Guild Wars 2 and ESO. All of them are very similar. They have PvP open world areas that you can participate in with a large group. They have world bosses, and they have older content clears. At this time, I've been working pretty heavily. It's now officially meeting time at 6 p.m. on getting information and updates across the board for the different guilds. I will be putting up the guild meeting updates officially by the end of the evening, as is tradition, covering everything that's going on within the organization. We have the official 2017 fall roadmap for SOTOR put up in the front page of the guild site. There's information on the Path of Fire Guild Wars 2 launch. There's additional information about ESO as well, with their newest DLC. And of course, there's a huge amount of information about what's going on with 7.3. There's fundamentally a tremendous amount of additional changes coming with how WoW is handling itself. You can see Diablo influence 2017 Warcraft right now. A lot of the developers from Diablo actually moved over to the WoW team, and that means that they have some of the most crazy gear that they have ever had. I put up a Icy Veins article that was covering the trinkets coming out of the newest raid tier, and there's never been anything remotely as overpowered as the trinkets that they have produced. It will be worse than any legendary that has ever existed in the entire game. It's way off the charts. There was a time when having like Frostmourne or the Shadowmourne or whatever would give you a tremendous advantage, or having the cloaks in Mr. Pandaria or the Warclaves of Athenon. Like, absolutely nothing on these trinkets. They make you they are meant to literally make you demigods. So it will be very important for us to get through that raid tier content. That will be a priority for the Horde and Alliance branches, which is why we're opening up Storm Rage to get some more skilled PvEers in the guild. We may further expand the Horde side as necessary, but we're going to want to be able to clear that content, at least on normal mode, to get access to those trinkets, just so you can be combat relevant out there, because I don't know how you'll be able to do it otherwise. All right, bottom line, ton of news, way too much to cover in any timely fashion during the guild meeting, and the primary objective here is to make sure that you're aware of the guild infrastructure. So, hi, you're on Discord. Discord is awesome. Discord has a ton of new updates. Want to thank all the members of the Warrant Officer Department who are keeping the sub-channels active, and all the members who are making it happen. So if you notice, we put an architecture section in, we put in an education section in, we have Blizzard news, cars, food, entertainment, gaming news, other news, science, and technology. For those of you who are academics or nerds, or would like to have access to higher education, I have been working to start pinning up. There's a lot of free university-level coursework provided by the best institutions on the planet. If you're interested in that, it's up there. It will continue to be updated. We have Oxford, Cambridge, Stanford, MIT, Yale, Berkeley, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have Oxford, Cambridge, Stanford. Vast variety of courses across almost every discipline, sometimes entire course catalogs, sometimes entire lecture series on YouTube on almost every subject you can possibly imagine. It may be practical things like, how do I become a better social media editor? How do I do movie and video editing in the environment that's relevant to us right now in gaming? Or maybe somebody who is a giant Roman history buff. There's a lot of information there on classical antiquities and art and so forth. And we do want to appeal to people's better impulses, and we want to provide access to these areas of interest. And the reason for that is I've been observing your behavior as a guild. And that means in terms of what people are interested in on our Facebook page and our social media and in general, it's not purely gaming news. In fact, last week, the most widely viewed article that was put up had nothing to do with gaming. It was about construction techniques on the pyramids. That was by far the most viewed post in the entire guild lexicon of stuff put out. We put out probably over 1,000 articles on different things, gaming news, technology, whatever. that was what people were most interested in. So people had very varied interests. A lot of people here who, not shockingly, are very into science and technology. People who have been really interested in like the gravitational waves business they're talking about this morning. And that's great. I want to be in an organization where there's intellectual conversation and smart people and dedicated, intelligent people involved at all levels. And really for me, that's something that I want to continue to foster as an organization. So if you are interested in helping out in the Warrant Officer Department, putting information up, spreading the news and knowledge, it really helps. That can be at the very practical, pragmatic level of, hey, here's tactically how you play the game. Here are what the builds are. This is how you play your character effectively. Here are the class guides. Here's the raid guides. Here's what you do. We have channels for that. It's already well populated. We have guild forums. Use it. Sign up on the forums. Use our Facebook page. Join the Ruin stream team. Add content on the Ruin YouTube. It's all standardized. If you love games, if there's some classic game that you really want to share, we're doing that right now, and it's awesome. So big shout out to people who've made that possible. Merc has been busting his ass. Skygrass is streaming like you wouldn't believe. Poland has been quietly behind the scenes, basically bringing order and justice to that whole process. Mav has been doing a tremendous amount for a huge amount of time. So a huge amount of effort there. Bubba has been my right-hand man as far as updating things on the Facebook page. It's been awesome. Savage has been doing a huge amount of logistical training and work making this possible. So a huge amount of thanks to those people. Stormguard has been helping me as well. Just too many people to mention in the Warrant Officer Department. So very, very good progress overall. The Guild is getting back to what it's known for, which is these big events and big rallies and making things happen. And I want people to be well taken care of. As my way of paying back everyone's hard work, I want to make sure that you are given a personal tour through all the content in every one of these games. It means a lot of work for me, but I am happy. I really enjoy handing out giant Santa Claus bags of fun loot. That means costuming and fun for Halloween coming up. It's one of my favorite holidays. A lot of people here are really into it. I know many people have been into it for a long time. I know Kymek's running is running a haunted house, which looks pretty amazing. If you're in that area, you should go check it out. And I wanted to make sure people were given plenty of recognition, because that is one of the fundamental objectives of the organization. So on that note, as is tradition, those who have stepped up and have done a tremendous amount of work and service and help to members of this organization and the different branches will be recognized at this time. So if you are a branch commander or officer who has promotions, I would like you to give a shout out and promotion to the appropriate individuals, and to ensure that we are to members of this organization and the different appropriate public recognition for their service. So department heads, commanders, go ahead. You have the floor.
All right, Peace will go first, then fine. We got Hoopatron. He's going to go to Sergeant HR, recruiting, just doing an awesome job. So big shout out to him. Ishtakat should have been an officer a while ago, I think. She's been with us forever, and she does a great job always when she's online. In training, and with her heels, so officer HR, and then Bob the Builder to corporal. And that's just a PvP corporal. KMAT, going to corporal PvE. He's going to be doing early runs, 4 to 6 Pacific Standard Time PM. So we're looking for some officer support there to just show up and get everybody the gear that we need, because some of it has to come from the PvE content in this game. It just does. And then we got Bleak stepping up to corporal as well. That's PvP corporal. And yeah, just shout out to those guys, because they do a great job. They make it so that we don't burn out, because we have people that we can have leading groups when others can't be online or just don't want to be. So thanks, guys.
Do we have Star Wars available for promotions? I know we had several people who needed to be promoted. Is Xena up or not?
Yes, we do. Okay, so for promotions to corporal, we have Kalig, Corin, Mid-Dawn Sky, and Shira, and also Karen. For sergeant, we have Agent Sky, who's been doing a fantastic job running operations on the pub side. Those operations are going on pretty much every night at 7 p.m. Pacific. Liliana has been doing a great job recruiting both on the pub and Sith side. And Little Miss is a sergeant now for PvE, and she has been running and helping to run hard mode and progression operations. And then finally for Commander, Sorexia is being promoted, and he's done a great job in pretty much every aspect of the game and has been doing it for a really long time. So congrats to everyone that has been promoted. And as long as I have the floor, I'd like to cover a few other things that are going on. Last week we did do Conquest rewards, and the 3 winners were Fanta, Kenna, and Kaylee. Congratulations. Between the 3 of them, they earned almost 4 million Conquest points, and caused us to be very high on the ladder, which normally on a crafting week, we don't do that well, honestly. But this week we were, I believe, in the top 4. Next week, we're going to be continuing doing Conquest rewards, but we're going to simplify it a little bit. This time it'll be, rewards will be given to the top 10 on each side, pub and Sith. And then if you did earn Conquest rewards last week, contact Little Miss or I. If your legacy name begins with A through M, contact Little Miss through in-game mail. If it begins with N through Z, contact me through in-game mail, and we will reply. We've taken screenshots of the guild conquest scores, so we know what you've earned. The other announcement I have is that Kalis is running Group Finder Ops on the imp side between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Every night. And then Riley is in charge of hard mode progression operations. So if you are interested in progression operations, contact Riley and he'll discuss with you what you need to break into the progression group. And then tonight we have Kalis is going to be running a raid, and she's going to go ahead and talk about that. Go ahead, Kalis.
I'm going to be running the Ilum Conquest raid for Imperial side. Anyone 50 or higher is welcome to join. Also, I'll be running the hard mode gearing ups like EV or KP.
Okay, and that's it for Star Wars.
Oh, that's it?
Excellent.
Yeah, just that.
So what do we have for the rest of the branches? I know that there were some people stepping up in World of Warcraft. Gidhan, I know you had some promotions.
Yeah, we have 3 different corporals for World PvP. I'm really proud of these guys. They did a training session with me. They've been out on a lot of runs, and they're ready to start leading their own groups. And the new PvP officers will be Esmeralda, Scruffnuff, and Eclectus. So congrats, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys out in the battlefield.
Excellent. Once again, I wanted to reiterate this as far as the guild is concerned. I want to make sure every week for reset that we're doing a full clear for everyone involved. So my schedule is as follows. Alliance World of Warcraft is going to be Tuesday clears for the Grand World Tour. Wednesdays for the Horde. They're going to start approximately 7 p.m. All content will be cleared. A vast amount of gear will be earned, and you're encouraged to have both Alliance and Horde characters as alts. In addition, I'll be running on Thursdays through Elder Scrolls Online. I will be in Guild Wars 2 on Wednesdays, on Fridays and Saturdays. We'll be doing old content like Legacy, Sub-Sunday, Flexibility on Sunday, obviously. And then Monday I'll be picking up ESO again. That gives every one of the major games we played 2 days. And I'll be engaged across the board through until the new raids are out for World of Warcraft, doing probably a 5 p.m. run for the Horde side for Argus clears and a 6 p.m. run for clears on the Alliance to make sure that everyone has the invasions done, all the world bosses are down, all the rare spawn targets are done to get your maximum chance at getting legendaries. And I'm usually going to be on late at night for ESO and through the days earlier in the morning in Guild Wars 2 to get our numbers up across the board. So that's currently where we are at. But we want to make sure we're back to some of the traditional practices that have worked for us. We want to make sure we're streaming those events. We really want community-based content. Overall, traditionally, what we find the most people are interested in getting involved with and seeing is user-generated content, which is a nice way of saying, take screenshots. Show us your guild hall pictures. Show us your personal strongholds. Show us your character armor. Show us what you're doing with your transmogger costumes. If we're doing new content, share it. Share it through YouTube. Share it through the Facebook live streaming or Twitch. Get involved and let people see what's up. And we're going to do a lot more coverage of not just MMOs, which will be pretty comprehensive, but also single-player RPGs and other classic games. We're going to focus on the best games that have ever been made so people can check them out. Things that are like near and dear to my heart, like the original KOTOR and KOTOR 2 and the Mass Effect series, Baldur's Gate, The Witcher, Final Fantasy VII, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Games that really are exceptional and stand out and that we should be able to share with our friends. All right? So on those notes, those are the major things I wanted to cover. I would like to have group commanders who are leading content through the week. If you have a raid, an operations group, a world boss clear, a bounty run, a guild mission, an RPG, now is the time to take a moment and say, I, person X, am leading for this branch, this content at this time, and to contact you directly on the Discord if they have questions about joining. Now is the time.
Hi, Arthur. This is Gamma Kills, Corporal on Conjurer server, Horde side. I'm going to be running Tomb of Sargeras normals, full clear. It's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then, Sunday and Monday. And I'm gonna be trying to get a heroic clear, or we want to progress on heroics. We start, everyone's eye levels getting up. We're getting better at rating, so I'll be running heroics on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday and Monday as well. I'm pretty much doing almost a full-time raid schedule now because Pix is looking for a sergeant. I just got out of, Arcos knows about it. I got a lot more time on my hands, so I'll be running a raid almost every day at 9 p.m. server time. Tag Conjures.
Wow, you're going to be busy.
Drop.
Excellent. I know there's more people leading groups than that, so feel free to speak up, and this is a good time to do it. More people spoke with me.
All right, for ESO, K-Man and I are running a PvE to get gear on Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or no, Pacific Time, rather, 4 o'clock.
Comic Guild Wars 2, I'll be running War vs. World tonight at about 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys don't know what War vs. World is, it's just it's 3 servers versus each other. Destructible buildings, mass scale, PvP, as equal as you can get it. If you think you got skills, this is where you need to come out and show it. Well, gear doesn't matter. It's all about your skills. So come out and join us. Whisper myself, Kaimik, or any other officer that's online at the time. Plus there's Haunted House pictures and the Guild Wars 2 channel.
Awesome. All right, very good. Are there any other events or in-game announcements or updates that we would like to cover at this time?
I actually do have one announcement. This is Dr. Whipass for I'm an RBG leader on Horde side on WoW. I'm in the process of making an RBG team for Horde side on Alliance or Horde side in WoW. if you want information, whisper me, or if you have any questions or anything like that, you can ask. Also, one thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling people into a group and taking down names, item levels, experience, to form a team. And sorry, I'm out of breath, by the way. But if you do not get on the team, I'm sure there will be enough members that want to be on a team form a second one. So if you don't get accepted into the first team, just wait a little bit. There are other RBG leaders that are forming teams for both Horde and Alliance. So just talk to someone else. Talk to one of the PvP leaders, someone from HR, anything like that. We are in the process of making Horde teams that will run weekly. Right now, I'm not too sure what the scheduling is going to be like. I do plan to run twice a week. Usually it'll be probably 3 to 4 games. Depending if we're doing good, we can run all night.
Who's talking right now?
Dr. Whipass on Horde. And that's all I have.
Excellent. Is that everyone? Have we covered all the people? So once again, we will be providing a Google schedule, which will cover all of the different things being done on all of the different games. But just so you're aware, we will be running these clears in World of Warcraft on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's the World Tour clear of all previous content, including Tomb of Sargeras. Alliance on Tuesday, Horde on Wednesday. Thursdays are going to be my ESO day. Fridays and Saturdays are my Guild Wars 2 days. Sunday is Sub Sunday. We'll be doing older content and catching up. And Monday is another ESO day. Like it's two for all. I run during the evening. I'll be running heavily during ESO, and during the midday, early day, I'll do Guild Wars 2, and then some quick Argus clears, which only take about an hour each, and then Star Wars as necessary on whatever faction requires it. Syrexia, I have logged in to provide you a promotion. That is why I'm here. That's why I wanted people on the ship. Are there any other promotions or guild news that we should cover that we have not? Because most of the rest of it is in the appropriate sub-channels. There's Blizzard news, there's WoW news, specifically for WoW. There's Destiny 2 news, all the other sub-games that we're playing, and a huge amount of general game news under gaming news. As far as entertainment is concerned, apparently Blade Runner is extremely good. We caught American Made with Tom Cruise over the weekend with some guild members, and that was actually really, really good. So I would totally recommend that. If you like the movie like Lord of War back in the day, you'll really dig this flick for sure. All right. Well, on that note, I am going to have the respective guilds go about their business. I'm going to provide Syrexia his promotion to commander over on the Sith side. Well deserved. And I'll be going through the rosters for any other promotions. If there are any other people who have not been promoted, make sure that they're done so. And the guild meeting and notes will be updated by this evening on the front page of the site. One thing that Star Wars has been doing is that they're putting in a Google document a listing of everyone who's been promoted and to what positions, what they're doing, and that's updated every week, and it's put on the front of the guild site. So I'd like to get ESO, Guild Wars 2, and ultimately World of Warcraft into that model as well. So there's a record of who's promoted to what post and what they're doing and how to contact them, so that we're as professional as we can be.
Thank you.
You are. Pictures in the Guild Wars 2. Look at them.
Everyone that is wanting to join the RBG team on Horde side for WoW, hop in Horde PvP 1 and I'll start taking everyone's names down, item levels, all that, and that way I can get all your information and start the ball rolling for the PvP team.
We are going to dismiss at this time at 6:24, and what I am going to do is every one of the branches should have a World Boss Clear or event scheduled at this time. I'm going to have the main lobby for the Alliance branch. If you'd like to join us for the Tuesday World Clear, I want every Alliance member available online in this raid group and ready to deploy at this time. We're going to give you a lot of loot. All right, thank you so much. Yes, what's up?